Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. As always, I'm Koby. We got Mike with me. What is going on, man?
Hey man, another day to make some picks. Feels good to be back, man. Can't wait to get into it. And your
Yep,
boy Joe Flacco surprised us last night.
he did. He did. I mean, it didn't surprise Mike Tomlin. So,
Mm, Yeah, hey, Tomlin was pissed. It's like he foreseen what was about to happen. He's like, "Why the fuck would you trade him to a division rival?" Um,
yeah, like when he first made those comments, I didn't realize they played each other coming up. And then, like, once I
mhm.
saw it, I was like, oh, shit, that's why he's pissed.
Yeah, he was pissed off. We can get into that game. Flacco's resurgence. Steelers were at Bengals. We all thought that the Steelers would run away with this one with Flacco just getting over to the Bengals and them coming into this game on a short week. But Flacco, he turned back the clock and had a dominant performance in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking, about these like young quarterbacks, and how it's like seems to be trending more that way for like these young stars. But we have old man Rogers versus old man Flacco out there last night, slinging that thing around.
Hmm.
I mean, 4 touchdowns for Rogers, three for Flacco, both right around 300 yards. And uh, the Bengals defense was a little bit surprising here for me. We talked about the Bengals' strength is their offense. Their weaknesses were defense and offensive line.
Hmm.
But the forced 2 turnovers, and the offensive line, it's a little shaky, but Joe Flacco is moving around in the pocket. He actually looks like a competent
Hmm.
quarterback in the NFL when you play for a competent NFL team. I,
Hmm.
Hey, good for Joe, man. He's a good dude, and that just goes to show like maybe our organization just needs to just burn it down and start over. I don't know what that was
Yeah.
a fun game for sure.
Yeah, man. Flacco, he surprised me, man. I saw him take off for a QB scramble for like 10 yards. I'm like, who is this man? Like what he would just 2 weeks ago just standing back there just, like a lame duck. And now he's, taking off for scrambles. He was throwing dots, just laying them out there, 30, 40-yard dimes. Chase, he ended up having a career game in receptions with 16. He was dominant, had a little slow start, but then after that, yeah, they couldn't stop him. Um, and yeah, but Rogers, like you said, I mean, he still was trying to hold his own. He had a late, deep touchdown pass to Fryermuth, who, he tried to, kind of have them fight. But I saw it was still even after Rogers threw that touchdown in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. I saw that it was still like 2 minutes left. So I'm like, the way that Flacco was playing, that's too much
Hmm.
time. So, and Flacco just brought them down the field to hit the game with a field goal. But definitely a great game for him. And they have another, I would say, easy game at home against the Jets. So the Bengals, I know we wrote them off kind of early after Burrow got hurt, but they're still in it. And in that division, they're only a game and a half back. So, I
Hmm.
mean, it's still up for grabs right there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
kind of crazy to think about, like like how Flacco's year started, and you said like, oh, they left that man 2 minutes on the clock. Like that meant nothing. Like weeks
Hmm.
before this, like
Exactly.
that was just game over. But
Hmm.
yeah, Bengals, you know, Steelers doesn't get any easier for them coming up versus the Packers. Bengals
Yep.
versus Jets. So yeah, who
It
knows?
could get, yeah.
Maybe the Browns and Ravens are going to turn it on too, and we're going to have
Right.
a.
You never know.
I don't know.
Um,
I'm pretty sure.
yeah. And speaking into about the other games, we can kind of take a look back at what the standings is so far going into week 7. I'm down by one now.
Hmm.
Last week I believe you went 8-6. I was 9-5. and it's anybody's bottle at this point.
Yeah, you like to do this thing where you're a homer and you pick your team, but you have a good team. I'm kind of
Mm,
trying to do the same thing,
mm.
and my team's dog shit. So
Yeah. It didn't help me out this week going with my boys, but I got to do it. That's going to be a L I take. I got to make it up other ways, but that's going to
mhm,
be if they lose, that's a L I take. But
yeah,
still pretty close. Yeah, anybody's ball at this point, and we'll see where we go leading into these games here.
I'm ready.
We just discussed the Pittsburgh and Bengals. So first we have the Rams playing in London against the Jaguars. Rams are favored by 3.5.
Yeah, the Rams have obviously been solid all year. Jacksonville, a big win against the Chiefs a couple weeks ago, but then followed up with a loss. So you kind of don't know what you're getting there. I did
Mm-hmm.
see Puka is ruled out for the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something about Jacksonville when they play in London. I see an upset brewing overseas. I'm going Jacksonville. Get an
Mm.
early morning dub to start this thing
Okay.
off.
All right. I was thinking about that too. I picked Jaguars last week and it burned me, and
Hmm.
that's why I'm not going back. I
No,
think
makes
they're
sense.
Puka, even with Puka out, I think Stafford is going to do enough. Maybe find the next up and coming fourth, fifth, sixth receiver. But I think they'll do
Uh,
enough against that Jaguars team. Yeah, I want to hope and think that the Jaguars kind of turned it around and can be that consistent team. But
mhm.
until they prove it, I can't do it. So I'm gonna go with the Rams taking this one this week.
Yeah, I mean, my initial thought was just like on paper, Rams, and I was like, you know what? I was
Yeah.
like, obviously, I was like, you're probably gonna go Rams. So, with this whole
Hmm.
thing, like you said, like our standings are close. We got to take these chances. Jacksonville
Yeah.
plays in London every year, it seems. So I was like,
Hmm.
maybe a little bit of a hometown
Yeah.
advantage there. So we'll see.
Hmm. All right. Next we have the Chiefs playing at home against the Raiders. Chiefs being favored by a colossal 12.5 in this one. I mean, the Chiefs had a dominant game last week against Detroit. I kind of see them continuing where they left off,
Hmm.
playing against a division opponent. Even though Raiders beat the Titans last week in a close game, I think the Chiefs are just going to run over them. I think they'll probably even cover that 12.5. Picking the Chiefs at home in this one.
Yeah, we were kind of laughing at the Chiefs when we saw the spread last week. Like, why are they three and a half point favorites against the Lions? The Lions are, you know, like rolling on all cylinders, but the Chiefs came out and we've been saying like the Chiefs are starting to be the Chiefs. Mahomes had 4 touchdowns last week. He could have a million this week against the Raiders. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be close either. I like Kansas City.
Yep. And next we have Miami traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns. The Browns being favored at home by 2.5. What are your thoughts?
Did you hear that? We're favorites. You're not
I
gonna
like the
hear
sound of that.
you're not gonna hear this again the rest of the year. But uh, some people I work with going up to the game this weekend, 94% chance of rain. Uh, wind up to 50 miles an hour. This is going to be a good old fashioned AFC North ground and pound. Hopefully, you know.
Hmm.
Uh, the Dolphins have one of the worst defenses against the run this season. I think this is a huge spot for Quinshawn Judkins this week, and a good spot for Dylan Gabriel. I mean, we're not airing the ball out anyway. There's definitely no reason to do it this week. I still
Hmm.
think I still think Miami, whatever they got going on behind the scenes, they're probably in shambles.
Hmm.
I said I was done being a homer, but this one just makes sense to me. I like the Browns this week.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and that is why I'm going with the Dolphins. uh, so I mean, the Browns. I do believe that Judkins will get his. Even in the Browns' losses this season, he still has some good games. Um, but I think that if the Dolphins lose this game, McDaniels could be fired by Monday.
Hmm.
I think that even though with all the turmoil and Tua calling his teammates out, dry snitching, all the drama they have in the locker room, I think that maybe with their fifth or sixth players only meeting, they'll finally put it together enough to get a win against the Browns, who, in their own right, they're still trying to figure out quarterback. Sometimes the offensive line can, have some pressures on the quarterback. I'm glad you gave me that little insight where it's going to be a rainy day. I know
Hmm.
the Dolphins don't really play good in inclement weather, but um, if they
They
don't
don't play
win,
good in good weather either. So
right, right. If they don't win this game, I think the coach is going to be gone. So I'm just gonna. I think they will together a win. I'm going to go with Miami in this one. And next we have the New England Patriots playing the Tennessee Titans. Patriots being favored by 6.5.
yeah, Patriots have been good. Drake May's been, being the franchise quarterback they hope he would be. I don't see
Mhm.
this game going any differently. I mean, being 6.5 point favorites on the road is always a good sign. And with Buffalo being on a bye this week, I do believe that a win would put Patriots in the first place in that division, or at least I don't
Mhm.
know. I probably should have looked at that before I said that, but I do think they would be first place in that division. So
I
I think
think so. Yeah, I'm gonna double check, but I think so.
I think this would be a good statement game for them to come out, especially if they get a dominating win on the road.
Hmm. Yeah. For me, this one is also easy. Patriots are really good this season. Titans are, I mean, they're just the Titans. I think they still need a lot of pieces on that team. They just fired their head coach. Not sure what that what their interim coach is going to do to really rally those players up. I think that the Patriots will win this one pretty easily. I'm taking the Patriots.
And actually, I just looked. The Patriots are already in first place in the division,
Okay.
so, so this would increase their lead.
All right. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers traveling to New York playing the Jets. Panthers being favored on the road by 1.5, kind of like a pick 'em at this point.
Yeah, I would say if you're not a fan of either team, this would be a good time to get comfy on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe after lunch, just take a nap during this one. I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't think there's going to be any exciting fireworks. I do think Carolina wins this game. Earlier in the year, we were talking about the Jets and how they were, just barely losing these games. But I don't know, that's kind of seemed to not be the case anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Carolina's only 1.5 point favorites. Like you said, this is a pick 'em. This could go either way, but I do think it will be Carolina.
All right. And yeah, the Panthers had a dominant game last week against the Cowboys. That running game was really looking good. The defense, not so much, but that offense did enough to win the game. But I don't think the Jets is going to go 0 and was it 17 or whatever it is now. I
Yeah.
think that you got the Carolina Panthers coming in. I know they're thinking high of themselves after that win last week, but the Jets have to get a win, and this week is the week. I'm going with the Jets. Do not fail me this time. I picked them earlier in the season. They let me down.
Uh-huh.
I'm picking the Jets to get their first win of the season. Come on, please. God. But yeah, we'll see. Picking the Jets.
Well,
Um,
you said the Jets aren't gonna go 0-17, but
mhm.
the week 10 matchup the Browns visit the Jets, so they'll have
Another
another
opportunity.
they'll have another opportunity.
Yeah. And then we have the Saints playing in Chicago. Chicago being favored by 4.5. Um, I mean, this one I think is. I mean, I'm going with Chicago in this one. I mean, Chicago, they didn't look great against my Commanders, but Caleb is, coming into his own. Defense was pretty decent, but the Saints just have too many question marks at a lot of positions, and most importantly at quarterback. Um, and with Chicago being at home, I'm going to go with them this week to get a win.
Yeah, this one was pretty easy for me as well. The Bears offense you mentioned with like Caleb and like DeAndre Swift's been contributing more. Just everyone on that offense seems to be clicking a little bit more than when they had their struggles early on in the year. 4.5 point favorites. I I want to say that would be an easy cover, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like Chicago.
All right. And next we have the Philadelphia Eagles going on the road to play Minnesota Vikings. Eagles are still favored by 2.5. What are your thoughts on this game?
The Eagles are, I don't know, they are in an like playground football team right now. Like, get all your guys together and just push them forward. Let's
Yeah.
let's ignore all our playmakers on the outside, our our stud running back behind us, and let's keep it basic. I really wanted to take Minnesota this week, but in the
Mm-hmm.
back of my head, I'm like, I don't think the Eagles lose like 3 games in a row. Uh, so I am taking the Eagles, but I'm all right if I get this one wrong.
Yeah. Took the words right from me. I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings found a way to win. However, I also do not see the Eagles losing 3 in a row. I mean, they're still a really good team. Um, and yeah, I just don't. I think that they still have their issues in that locker room, blaming each other. But Hurts hasn't looked good at, either. But I'm gonna go with the Eagles. They'll find a way, like the other good teams. They'll just find a way to win this one. I'm picking the Eagles. Next we have the Colts. This is going to be a good one. Colts are playing the LA Chargers in LA. Another pick 'em. Chargers being favored by 1.5 at home. Ooh.
Yeah. So if when you fall asleep for your nap for the Panthers and Jets game, and you wake up, you're gonna want to tune into this one. At the 4 o'clock start. I actually,
Mm,
going through all of our games, this was the one I saved for last because I really have no idea. Like,
mhm,
Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor just have this Colts team firing, but we've been
mm,
hyping up Justin Herbert all year, saying like, you know, this is his year to finally step forward, and he seemed to kind of disappear a little bit in these bigger games. I think
mhm.
defense let him down a little bit, but not this week. I am, you know, in my head, I was like, I'm going to take the Chargers for the upset, but I actually didn't know they were 1.5 point favorites. But I do like the Chargers this week.
Yeah, I also like the Chargers. I think it will be a close competitive game, but I do think the Chargers will win this one at home. Herbert. That offense is still really good. The Colts, yes, they're good in a lot of in all facets, offense, defense, special teams. But the Chargers, I'm going to give them the edge at home. I think if this was in Indianapolis, I'd probably go the other way. And I also thought that the Colts was favored in this one, so um, I'm going with the Chargers to sneak out a win. Um, and next we have the surging New York Giants going up against the Denver Broncos. Broncos, however, are still favored by 7.5. I think, yeah, the Giants, even though the Giants have been playing well, Um, the Denver Broncos are going to be at the end of the season. They're going to be there, making a playoff push. They're at home. That defense is still elite. Bo Nix is, this is actually a good QB duel with him and Dart. So, but I'm going to pick out. I'm going to pick the Broncos to win this one. Giants are still, they're fun and exciting, but I don't think they're on that level to beat the Broncos. So I'm picking Denver.
Yeah, this game kind of caught me off guard because I did not write it down. So I am picking this with. Yeah, I like Denver too. Everything
Take
you
a chance. Just
no, I'm not. Like you said, you got Jackson Dart versus Bo Nix, two kind of do it all quarterbacks. Jackson Dart's been running around out there pretty well. Bo Nix has that capability. But I do think this is probably going to be the best defense that the Giants have faced. And I think without having Malik Neighbors there and like really any star power on the outside, like Scadaboo, he's a great back, gets in the end zone often. But I think game script is going to be in favor of Denver, and they're not going to be able to run the ball late in the game. So I like Denver.
Yeah. Next, we have Green Bay Packers facing the Arizona Cardinals. Packers are being favored by 6.5. What do you think about this one?
I do like Green Bay. I still think they have a ton of star power on their team on the offensive side. And then obviously we've talked about the defense, adding Micah and all the other stars they have, and that I just think that's going to be way too much for a Cardinals team that's still kind of trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think this is a game where the Packers are going to really show their dominance and get back to playing some really good football against a bad Cardinals team. I think they'll run over Arizona in this one. I'm picking the Green Bay Packers, kind of easy one for me. But let's get into this next GD game, okay? Because I'm still kind of pissed off from last week. So we have the Commanders facing the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is being favored by 1.5. I don't care about that. Okay. We have to win this game. We cannot lose. I know I picked them early on when we gave our season picks. I picked them to lose this game because we always split with Dallas. This one being in Dallas, I said, hey, we're going to lose this one, win the one at the end of the season. But we can't because sadly we lost last week against Chicago at home and we lost against the Falcons that we should have won that game too. So now we got to play some catch up. We got to get some makeup games. We have to win this one. Debo is hurt. Terry McLaurin ruled out. Noah Brown is a invisible man. I'm not even going to consider Noah on the team anymore. He gets hurt every season seems like, but we have a lot of injuries. Dorrance Armstrong is hurt, but we have to find a way to win. And I think Dallas is getting a lot of their stars back. CD's playing, Turpin is playing. It's going to be a tough game, but you already know who I'm picking. We're going to go down there in the – I'm not even going to say Big D, but pause. We're going to go down there. We're going to get a win, and we're going to get back on track. I'm picking my Commanders to please get a win for me.
No, I agree. I agree with the part that where you said you originally said you were gonna lose this week. Dallas at home, Dak has been good. The offense, I've been saying this, the Commanders' weak point is their defense. And like you said, McLaurin's out, Noah Brown might as well be out. MVP chants are going to be raining down from Jerry World as Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys come out winners against the Washington Commanders.
All right. Next, we have Sunday night football matchup. Falcons at San Fran. 49ers being favored at home by 2.5. I really like this matchup. Falcons played a really good game against Buffalo this week on Monday night. Bijan looked great. Um, and I think that they'll continue this. I think Bijan will continue to show his dominance as arguably the best running back in the league. I think Penix is still going to manage the game well. That defense is looking like they have something to prove.
Mhm.
And, this 49ers team, they just lost Warner last game. They still have a lot of injuries. It came out that Purdy's still not playing. Pearsall's not playing. They're still dealing with a lot of injuries. Even though this game is in San Fran, I think that Atlanta is going to go in there and get this win. I'm going with the Falcons.
Yeah, I actually like the Falcons too. The 49ers, we've talked about it, injuries right from the beginning of the year, but they were, still finding ways to win these games. Brock Purdy
Yep.
goes down, Mac Jones stepping in, immediately making an impact. And I think, I don't know, if there's magic in the air or whatever they have going on over there. You kind of started to see it fizzle out a little bit last week against Tampa Bay, and yeah, the Falcons are looking like they're really starting to get going with their young core with Bijan, Drake London, Penix is managing the game like you said. So yeah, I like Atlanta this week as well.
Yep. All right, last two games. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Detroit, and Detroit is favored by 5.5. How do you see this one playing out? Two good teams.
Yeah, Detroit last week they were 3.5 point underdogs against the Chiefs, and I was like, no way in hell are the Chiefs going to beat the Lions. And not only did the
Mhm.
Chiefs beat the Lions, but they, handled them pretty well. Uh, I don't, I don't know. I don't understand Vegas and their lines for these games. For I get it, it's in Detroit, but being 5.5 point favorites against Tampa Bay, who just
Mm.
continues to find ways to win these games. I actually like Tampa Bay going into Detroit this week and getting another win, and Baker Mayfield continuing his MVP push.
Yeah, this one was probably the toughest game to pick. Even as I'm speaking now, I'm struggling with my decision because, like you said, Tampa Bay they always find a way to win, even without their starting wide receivers last week. They had other players show up and make some plays. Baker is having an MVP season. Defense has always been solid with Todd Bowles. Uh, this is tough. And
Mm-hmm.
then Detroit looked horrible last week against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that is why I'm going to pick Detroit. Detroit, they kind of let one. They didn't. Well, Chiefs kind of was dominating them, but that was a game that we thought that they were supposed to have won. With them being at home, they can't let the Bucks walk in their house and beat them. Hopefully, with that home field advantage being in play, they can correct whatever they need to correct from that last game. That offense is still elite. If they can kind of, get that offense going with some trick plays here and there or whatever, um, I think that Detroit could come out with this game. So I still don't know if I'm saying the right thing, but
No, it's tough,
tough.
and like every time we have a tough decision, and like we hear the other person talk, I'm like,
Hmm.
shit, I don't,
Hmm.
I don't know. Like like they're
This
convincing
one is,
points either way. Like
y-
this should be another
yeah,
good game.
yeah. This one could go either way, but I'm just go with Detroit just to, for them to get back on track. Um, And finally, we have the Houston Texans going to the 12th man in Seattle playing the Seahawks. Seahawks being favored by 3.5. How do you see this final game playing out?
This was kind of a no-brainer. I mean,
Mhm.
has been a great team this year. Uh, really, they're only like tough loss lately was a couple weeks ago against the Buccaneers, which they barely lost. Texans have still not really just shown any sign of life, really. You know, CJ Stroud had his big breakout rookie year 2 years ago. Then he had the sophomore slump, and it's like, oh, how's he going to bounce? And yeah, it's just, I don't know. Texans just don't pop off the paper to me. I think that'll be a Seattle dub. Oh.
I don't know. So I don't know if I'm second guessing myself because I'm going against what I might go. I'm still I'm trying to talk myself into it as I'm talking, but I initially did pick Seattle to win this one at home. But
do it.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going with the Houston Texans. Going into the season, Houston Texans was a no-brainer to win this division. With this week, I think this is going to be a pivotal week for them. If the Chargers can beat the Colts, Jaguars, I picked them to lose against the Rams. If the Texans can win this game, that'll help out their division standings. I think they're going to go on the road, tough environment, tough game, but they'll find a way. Please don't make me look stupid. I'm going with the Houston Texans to upset the Seahawks on the road. Let's go.
No, I like it. I mean, I picked Jacksonville to upset the Rams. And actually, like when I made my picks on my paper before we started, I actually had the Commanders beating the Cowboys. I took your slander for taking the Dolphins, and I switched my I'm switching
my pick right now that I wrote down to the Texans. All right.
But
yep.
No, I like these picks. I like sitting here talking about them, like I mentioned earlier. Like it's like when you're debating, kind of like, oh, you made some good points, and it really starts making you think. But yeah, as far as the Seattle game, I'm glad you took the Texans because I'm not sure Jacksonville will beat the Rams, so maybe maybe those will cancel each other out. So
yeah, I agree. We'll see. Definitely, we definitely went against each other a lot this week. So
yeah, we'll see
if it. Yeah, we'll see if it helped us or hurt us. But yeah, that will do it for this episode where we made our picks. But stay tuned. We have a lot in store coming up. Have a special guest hopefully next week for you guys. We have the NBA starting off. So we are going to dive into the upcoming NBA season. I believe I'll probably go live for this Cowboys game. Hopefully they can. Yeah, hopefully they'll win. But yeah, definitely a lot in store. So be on the lookout for that. As always, subscribe to the channel and help us reach our next goal with that. Hit the notification bell so you know the next time we go live or we drop another episode. Definitely like the video and leave a comment as well on who do you think we'll pick. Do you agree with us? Disagree? Let us know in the comment section. And as always, see you next time. Peace.
See ya.